Are we done with the one and done? Welcome to Focus. My name is Ray Lalonde, frequent collaborator on RDS, Cross Quebec on Cogeco Radio. I'm a sports business analyst and keynote speaker with 33 years in the industry, and this is Focus, my daily sports business podcast. Here we go. Last week, the NBA made a big announcement regarding the G League. A new rule would come into play for 2019 as 18-year-old non-NBA draft-eligible players can now join the G League as a term called select contracts worth $125,000 per year. Prior to that, high school players had to wait until they were 19 to be drafted. That rule change took place in 2006. So players had to play a year in college. And that's where the premise of one and done came. Players would go to big schools from Duke to Wake Forest to Kansas to Kentucky, from North Carolina to Louisville, play a year, and go straight as draft-eligible players in the NBA. So that's the term one and done. So that's the culmination of the NBA and the NCAA's battle to manage what to do with the 18-year-old super talented player that wants to skip college and join the NBA immediately. Well, he can't join the NBA immediately, but he can go to the G League. The G League stands for Gatorade as the league naming sponsor. And the role of the G League is to serve as a developmental league for the NBA. There are 26 teams, and there are 30 in the NBA. Most teams have a G League team. For example, the Raptors have a team in Mississauga called Raptors 905 for the 905 area code. The San Antonio Spurs have a team in Austin called the Austin Spurs. You have the Wisconsin Herd, the Maine Red Claws, the Texas Legends, the Salt Lake City Stars, the Memphis Hustle, and the LA Clippers have a team called the Agua Caliente Clippers. And there are more. My point is, there are 26 teams. They play a 5-month schedule with 50 games. And each player makes $35,000 as a base salary, other than these 10 or 15 upcoming select contract players that can make $125,000. But if you're a G League player, you can get bonus money. You can get a 2-way contract if you're called up in the NBA and play games in the NBA under an NBA minimum salary. And you can also have call-up bonuses. For every time that you're called up, you make more money at that level. One thing to remember is that the G League actually develops players. 53% of players on NBA end-of-season rosters last June played sometime in the G League in their career. And that's half of the league. Now, LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, they're like Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. They don't need any, farm system, developmental league. They go right to the pros and they dominate. Now, there's a reason why this is taking place now, and that's because the NCAA is tired of losing players after 1 year, but they don't have another alternative. The NBA doesn't want to take them when they're 18. Not yet, but that will come, I think, by 2022. In the meantime, they get a chance to earn a living, to go play in the G League. The G League is not the NBA, but it's better than college. You have pretty much all NBA prospects at one point or another. Now, what are they sacrificing? Well, they're sacrificing first and foremost getting into college and starting their degree. And we all know, is it more important to get a degree? Yes. Is it more important to go to college? Absolutely. Should they understand that their professional career won't last that long and they'll need that college degree? Definitely. However, some guys need to make money. They need to earn a living. They need to feed their families. They need to pay their mothers and fathers that sacrificed for many years. A lot of them are from underprivileged areas in urban areas of America. And they don't have any financial benefit to go to college. Whereas now they can go as select contract players. Remember, we're talking about 10, 15, or 20 of these a year. And they can make $125,000, which is a better deal than having to sign autographs behind a closet and take money from a booster and have the NCAA chase you down in your school and your program and punish you and, levy penalties against your school and suspend the school. So it is a good alternative. It's a great decision by the NBA to do that. The better decision will be when they bring their draft year down to 18, because some guys are ready to play at that level. Now, what will the NBA and the NCAA have to do together is let players go back to school if they're not drafted and not lose their eligibility. Now, there's only a few of these LeBron James, Kevin Garnett's that go directly from high school to the NBA. Those are called prep to pro, straight from high school. Now, imagine that. But both of them took place before that rule changed in 2006. That's why nowadays you cannot go from high school directly to the NBA. Thanks for being with me. This was Focus. Follow me on Twitter at @RealRayLalonde. Share the podcast with your friends and colleagues. Redirect them to SoundCloud and YouTube. Thanks for being there. Talk to you soon.